Tonight, we are talking about veterans and sleep disturbances and the sleep disturbances in the VA ratings are and how they are rated. We're going to be breaking that down. We're going to be explaining this as well. We're talking about disturbances and how they affect your VA rating, okay? So make sure that you stick around to the end of this. If you tune in later to this live stream, you'll be able to check all this out from the very beginning. Thank you for your service to our country. Like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and share this out with someone that can use this information, okay? Sleep problems are one of the most common health issues among veterans, and they can have a serious impact on your physical and mental well being. They can impact you occupationally, socially, relationally, and in all areas of your life. Okay. Whether you're dealing with sleep apnea, insomnia, if you have a CPAP, hypersomnia, if you have another disorder, chronic fatigue syndrome, the VA recognizes that poor sleep can make it harder to work. It can have an impact on your quality of life. It can make it harder to focus, and it can be hard to maintain a healthy daily routine. Okay. Again, I'm going to break down how the VA rates sleep disturbances. Okay. I'm going to give you several rateable sleep conditions in this video and how to prove the service connection and how to file your VA claim. Okay. So the sleep disturbance VA rating depends on the severity of your symptoms. The VA always wants to know, how are you impacted in your daily functioning and whether you require a breathing support device, aka a CPAP machine, if you have sleep apnea issues. Okay. Sleep issues may be rated as primary conditions like sleep apnea or secondary to another service connected disability like PTSD or depression. Okay. In 2023, there was a systematic review which found that 69% of military personnel and veterans experience poor sleep quality, with higher rates in veterans, 82.9% compared to active duty members, 57.8%. So, meaning when you transition out of service, you are having higher rates of poor sleep quality in veterans, okay, as opposed to active duty members. So these problems can come to life later after you get out of service. That's why getting it service connected is important. Poor sleep is particularly common among those with PTSD, depression, or older age, and can be worsened by chronic pain, traumatic brain injury, or stressful deployments, impacting daily functioning, mood, and overall health. Okay. So, what is the sleep disturbances VA rating veterans? The VA evaluates sleep disturbances based on how they impact you socially and occupationally. The severity, frequency, and underlying conditions of that cause, or whatever the cause of the sleep disorder is, those all factor into the sleep disturbance VA rating. Very important for you to understand. Ratings, they can vary depending on whether the sleep disturbance is considered a primary condition or secondary to another service connected disability, with documentation from medical evidence, right, and providers. That plays a key role in securing an accurate VA rating. Okay, so let's go over several different types of sleep disturbances. Okay, number one is sleep apnea. It's one of the most common sleep disturbances among veterans and can have serious health consequences if left untreated. Okay, three main types of sleep apnea are obstructive sleep apnea, central sleep apnea, complex sleep apnea. Obstructive sleep apnea is the most common type, and it's caused by a physical blockage of the airway and frequently linked to PTSD. Central sleep apnea can be caused by the brain not sending the right signals to the muscles that control breathing. Complex sleep apnea, known as COMP SA, is a mix of OSA and CSA, often discovered during treatment of OSA. The VA rates sleep apnea at 0, 30, 50%, or 100 under diagnostic code 6847, depending on the severity of the condition and whether you will require breathing support like a CPAP machine. Okay, so sleep apnea, number one sleep disturbance that can be rated primary or secondary. If you're going to get it primary connected, you need to have had a sleep study and been diagnosed while on active duty. If you get out years later and discover that you have sleep apnea, the big thing that you're going to have to come up against is how am I going to service connect it? Okay. If you need help with the Nexus letter or DBQ, reach out to us, info@veteransclaimservice.com. We are here for you and want you to be in the best position to win your claim. Number two, insomnia. Okay. It refers to the chronic difficulty of falling or staying asleep. Okay. It is often linked to pain, stress, or mental health conditions like PTSD or anxiety. The VA treats insomnia as a symptom. Important to know that as a symptom of another mental or physical condition rather than a standalone disorder. And it's mainly a mental health condition such as adjustment disorder or anxiety disorder. Okay. So let me give you an example. If insomnia is a symptom of a mental health condition like PTSD or depression, it will be rated under general rating formula for mental disorders with potential ratings of 0, 10, 30, 50, 70, and 100, depending on what? Frequency, severity, duration. How are you impacted occupationally and socially by your insomnia? How's the VA going to know how you're impacted? By what you tell them, by getting treatment, by getting medical evidence, by documenting things, by keeping a sleep log. You've got to complain to the VA and let them know that you're having issues falling asleep. If you don't, they're never going to know. Okay. Number three is narcolepsy. Narcolepsy is a chronic sleep disorder that causes sudden, uncontrollable episodes of daytime sleepiness and, in some cases, brief losses of muscle control. Okay, common causes of narcolepsy include genetic factors, autoimmune reactions, infections like the H1N1 virus or vaccine, low hypocretin levels as well, environmental triggers such as stress or disrupted sleep patterns. The VA rates narcolepsy under diagnostic code 8108, again, with potential ratings of 10, 20, 40, 60, 80, or 100%, depending on the severity and frequency of your narcolepsy symptoms. Okay. Very, very important. Okay. Narcolepsy is rated under the same guidelines as epilepsy as well, which is diagnostic code 8911. Okay. All right. The next one is sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis occurs when a person temporarily cannot move or speak while falling asleep or waking, sometimes with hallucinations or a sense of pressure on the chest. You may qualify for sleep paralysis via rating if you have severe or frequent episodes that disrupt daily life, like other sleep disturbances. Sleep paralysis is generally considered a symptom of another condition. So let me give you an example. It may occur as part of service connected PTSD, depression, anxiety, or a neurological disorder, which can make it rateable under the VA rating system. Okay. I want to throw out something else impacted by sleep that a lot of veterans don't know about, and that is chronic fatigue syndrome. If your lack of sleep, if you have a sleep apnea machine or a CPAP and you are using it and you're still not getting proper rest and you feel like a zombie during the day, you could be victim of and have chronic fatigue syndrome. Okay, I would advise you to get a blood test and some lab work done to see if there are any underlying conditions. But you can secondary that chronic fatigue to other conditions. Okay, as well. If you want to find out more, reach out to us. We can help you. We can educate you on that as well. Okay, but chronic fatigue syndrome is a direct impact, right, from lack of sleep at night, leading to daytime fatigue, making it impossible to stay awake, to work. You're not as healthy and functioning as you should be. Now, your daytime fatigue is carrying over to your job. You're not able to focus, concentrate. You're missing work. You're just exhausted, even though you've went to sleep. Okay, so those are ratings for sleep and sleep disturbances that you can get rated for by the Department of Veterans Affairs. Okay. How do you prove service connection? Two main paths. I don't want to insult your intelligence. Okay. Direct or secondary. Direct service connection links your condition directly to your military service, while secondary service connection shows that your condition was caused or worsened by another service connected disability veterans. Okay. Direct service connection To prove it, you need a current medical diagnosis, in-service event, injury, aggravation, or illness. You need a medical nexus, meaning a link between your current diagnosis and the in-service event, injury, aggravation, or illness. Secondary service connection. To prove secondary service connection, you need a current medical diagnosis of your secondary condition. You need a medical nexus showing the condition was caused or aggravated by a primary service connected disability. A well supported nexus letter from a qualified medical provider is often the most significant piece of evidence for secondary service connections. And make sure your diagnosis is up to date. Okay. Make sure you have up to date complaints. And I advise a disability benefits questionnaire as well. Is a sleep disturbance a VA presumptive condition? Okay. Sleep disturbances are not typically considered a standalone presumptive condition by the Department of Veterans Affairs. However, they may be recognized as part of a medically unexplained chronic multi symptom illness or a symptom of an undiagnosed illness for Gulf War and post 9/11 veterans. Maybe that applies to you if you're listening. If you served in areas such as Southwest Asia, Afghanistan, Israel, Egypt, Turkey, Syria, or Jordan during the Gulf War or after 9/11 and have sleep problems that last 6 months or longer, the Department of Veterans Affairs, the VA, may treat them as part of a presumptive illness. In other words, let me break it down. Your sleep issues could be connected to a broader condition. Veterans like chronic fatigue syndrome that I talked about earlier, fibromyalgia, or another unexplained illness that the VA automatically assumes is service connected. To file a claim for sleep disturbances, okay, any of those that I mentioned, file it on VA Form 21526EZ. If you're appealing supplemental claim, file it on a 20-0995 form as well. If the VA makes a mistake on your decision and there's a duty to assist error, file a higher level review. You can file online, va.gov, by mail, by fax, or in person at a VA regional office. Okay. Sleep disturbances can seriously affect your quality of life, and they're more common among veterans than you might think. Whether your condition developed during service or as a result of another disability, the VA provides compensation to eligible veterans. If you're struggling with chronic sleep issues due to your service, do not wait to file a claim. Proper documentation and medical evidence can make a huge and major difference in your sleep disturbances, in your VA rating, and your overall benefits, veterans. Very, very important to understand that. Okay. I hope that this helps you out. If you're just tuning in, we are talking about sleep disturbances, the VA ratings broken down and explained. Okay. So I hope that you find this helpful. If you do, like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, share this out with someone that can use this information. Hey, and we are approaching Veterans Day. I want to thank each and every one of you veterans for your service to our country. Thank you. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. If you need help from us, reach out 904-605-0431 or email us info@veteransclaimservants.com. We are here for you. We want you to be in the best position to win your claim and get the benefits that you deserve honestly, integrally, and ethically. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.